We begin tonight with a forecast. Clear skies in downtown LA right now, but we are just hours away from the strongest storm of this season. We could get 10 inches of rain in some places.
That is a frightening thought for some. Take a look at the latest satellite photo tonight. It shows an atmospheric river of moisture stretching 2,500 miles all the way to Hawaii, and it's heading straight for us. And mandatory evacuations have been ordered for 25,000 people in the Santa Barbara County burn areas. Devastating mud and debris flows are very possible. We have live team coverage for you tonight, beginning with our Tom Waite in Montecito. Tom.
Well, Elsa and Jeff, once again, an eerie quiet here in Montecito. The mandatory evacuations here do not take effect until tomorrow at noon, but many of these homes are destroyed or empty. Take a look at this one. You can see kind of frozen in time from that January storm, still just covered in mud. Let's take a look here. We have some video of people trying to prepare as much as they can, getting those sandbags loaded up today, trying to do what they can to protect their homes. In some cases, of course, the sandbags are no match for these huge mud flows. They are warning folks here once again, of course, as we reported, that this is going to be a much bigger storm. It's going to last a lot longer, and that could affect a lot of the erosion and the debris in the catch basins. We spoke with the National Weather Service today. They held a press conference to talk about how important it is for people to heed the warnings because of all that debris. Even though the county has worked to clear them out, there's still a lot left in there and nothing they can do to get them completely empty. Take a listen.
The county has taken extensive efforts to tour those basins and have concluded that there is still plenty of debris left in those channels. This is something that we see every year with every burn area. The fact that there's been one debris flow doesn't mean that the threat is less. In fact, it means that the threat is even greater.
And that official went on to say that because the debris flows have already come through and down into town, they've actually cut channels, just done it on its own. So that flow could be even faster. It could mean the mudslides could be even more intense. Also interesting, though, the National Weather Service says since that big storm in January, they have installed rain sensors or gauges on channel islands. So they'll have a few minutes of lead time to know exactly how much rain is falling before it gets over here into Santa Barbara County. Reporting live in Montecito, I'm Tom Waite. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Tom, thank you so much for monitoring the situation out there in Montecito. Closer to home in the burn areas of Burbank, crews spent the day cleaning out a debris basin. During January's storm, it overflowed, sending mud and debris racing down Country Club Drive. KCAL9 meteorologist Evelyn Tapp joins us now early tonight with when it's all expected to start coming down. Ev?
Jeff, Elsa, it's right around the corner, and we showed you that satellite image. I want to show you my satellite right here, and you're looking at a similar picture. There it is. So this is all moisture. It's what we call the atmospheric river, spanning 2,500 miles long, so wide. Very, very impressive as far as moisture goes. We could see 5 to inches of rain, and it's heading our way by tomorrow. We're going to break down the timing of it all on Futurecast in just a little bit, but as we show you a closer look at radar here at home, just increasing cloud cover, but dry conditions and mild conditions for now as well. Temperatures currently in the 60s. As we get a look at your Futurecast, a little sneak peek of what we can expect tomorrow evening. So come 5 o'clock, just around rush hour, that commute home for Santa Barbara County, Ventura County, looking very wet at this point. We're expecting heavy rain to move in over the Thomas Fire burn area. Mandatory evacuations already in place. Continuing to see the heaviest rain over Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. By 10:30 tomorrow night, things become a little more widespread and continue to become widespread by early Wednesday morning. Then by 8 o'clock Wednesday, looking at showers, nothing too heavy, but some of the heavier rain continuing to come down over the Ventura County mountains. Wednesday, 12:30 in the afternoon. By 5 o'clock in the evening, things letting up for us, but then expecting heavier rain to continue to move through Wednesday night. So by the time everything is said and done, 5 to 10 inches in the higher elevations, 2 to 4 inches in the lower elevations. So this is the biggest storm that we've seen all season long. So we will continue to track it for you. Of course, we're going to have the details, all the watches and the warnings we need to heed coming up in just a little bit. For now, we'll send it back to you.
We'll stay on top of the weather conditions anytime, anywhere with CBS 2's weather app. It is free to download on iTunes and Google Play.
Turn now to breaking news tonight involving disgraced film producer Harvey Weinstein. The company he co-founded has filed for bankruptcy.
The Weinstein Company has struggled since dozens of women came forward last year accusing Weinstein of sexual harassment and assault. But it may find new ownership soon. The private investment firm Lantern Capital has reportedly put in a bid to buy that distressed company. We'll keep you updated.
4 students were hurt today when a truck slammed into them just outside Paramount High School.
It happened just after 3 o'clock. The truck, we're told, jumped the sidewalk on Rosecrans and took out part of a fence as it hit those students.
Well, we're still waiting to find out just how badly those 4 students were injured. They were all taken to Long Beach Memorial Hospital. Police say it does not appear this was intentional. It does look like the truck lost control and hit the sidewalk where the students were standing. Now to some tragedy in Moreno Valley. A woman was killed when a car crashed through her bedroom. The woman was asleep in her bed when the car plowed, we're told, through the wall of her home on Lake Victoria Drive. Police say the speeding car drove straight through a stop sign just after 5 in the morning, and people who live in that area heard that loud crash.
That was a loud boom, and we come out and see there's a car sitting in the inside the house.
The tree on one side and garage on the other side, but the guy went right straight into her bedroom.
Well, the victim was trapped under the car and died at the scene. Police say it does not appear that drugs or alcohol were involved in this crash. Well, this evening, a woman and her grandchild are in critical condition after a fast-moving house fire. That fire, we're told, broke out early this morning in a home on South Essie Avenue in Compton. KCAL9's Dave Lopez tells you how the pair escaped those flames.
Behind me through that gate, you can see the charred ruins of what happened here just after midnight. A 17-year-old and a grandmother are fighting for their lives. It was that loud popping sound that woke up people in this Compton neighborhood just past midnight. When firefighters entered this fully engulfed, unattached backyard home at the corner of SA and Marcel, they found unconscious 17-year-old Alex Razzo and his 70-year-old grandmother, Lydia.
We're very close. We became a family on the drum line. And he done a lot of stuff for me.
Dante Andrews said he and Razzo spent many hours practicing and being on the Dominguez High School drum line. Here's Razzo pictured here with some of his other members of that band. And his family says he was also very excited. He was going to be graduating from high school in a few months.
He's the captain of the drum line, and he's like a big brother. He's like a big brother to me.
His distraught mother, who lives in Los Angeles, did not want to go on camera. She did tell me that she cannot believe this happened. She did say that Alex had lived with his grandmother for years in this Compton neighborhood and that there had been a gas leak in that back house, but she was certain it had been fixed.
It's not a crime scene per se, it's an investigation.
For hours, arson investigators combed through what was left of this house. No determination yet as to what exactly started this fire. Was it a gas leak? Was it something else? Whatever it was, it spread quickly, giving Alex and his grandmother little chance to escape. Out of camera range, the mother of the 17-year-old is back there taking a look, just shaking her head, saying, "I just can't believe it. I can't believe this happened." Again, they're fighting for their lives. And as for the cause of this fire, still under investigation. From Compton, Dave Lopez, KCAL9 News.
It has happened again, another bombing in Austin, Texas. 2 people were injured last night, the 4th explosion this month. Investigators tell us the latest attack shows a higher level of sophistication than the 3 earlier package bombings. Police in Austin, Texas say that they believe Sunday night's explosion is connected to 3 earlier bombings in the city this month.
We are clearly dealing with what we expect to be a serial bomber at this point.
Well, this latest incident happened Sunday night. Police say 2 men in their 20s were hurt while walking their bicycles in a residential neighborhood in the southwest part of the city. Police are asking residents if they see something suspicious to stay away and call 911.
Nothing like that happens around here, you know. Well, that kind of stuff just happens somewhere else, you know. Well, here it is a block and a half away, so it's scary. Investigators say Sunday night's explosion was activated by a tripwire. The 3 previous attacks in a different part of the city involved package bombs placed on people's doorsteps. 2 people were killed, 2 others injured in those attacks.
With this tripwire, this changes things. It's more sophisticated. It's not targeted to individuals.
Police say they do not have a motive.
Is this terrorism? Is this hate related? That is something that we're going to analyze.
Hundreds of federal agents are assisting in the investigation, and there is a reward of more than $100,000 for information leading to an arrest. Well, police tell us those 2 men injured in last night's attack are in stable condition but still have significant injuries.
President Trump has unrolled his plan for fighting the nation's opioid epidemic. It's a tough-on-crime initiative that could include the death penalty for some drug traffickers. KCAL9's Angela Alvarez has details from the White House.
Melania Trump introduced the president in New Hampshire.
I'm proud of this administration's commitment to battling this epidemic.
The White House chose the Granite State as the backdrop for announcing the president's opioid plan, a place he once described as a drug-infested den.
I see what you're going through, about as bad as there is anywhere in the country.
The president's initiative is getting the most attention for its crackdown on drug traffickers.
If we don't get tough on the drug dealers, we're wasting our time. Just remember that. We're wasting our time. And that toughness includes the death penalty.
And the president repeated his demand for a wall on the Mexican border, saying it will stop the flow of illegal drugs. The White House is also taking aim at the healthcare industry, looking to stop overprescription of powerful and addictive painkillers. The goal is to reduce opioid prescriptions by 1/3 within 3 years. Jim and Jean Moser shared how they lost their son. His addiction started with a prescription painkiller.
He got hooked on it and had to go to the street eventually, and he found fentanyl.
For those struggling with addiction, the plan calls for expanded access to treatment. The latest U.S. figures show in 2016, opioids killed more than 42,000 people. Angelica Alvarez, the White House.
A first for Uber, what forced the ride-sharing company to stop testing self-driving cars. Coming up, Evelyn.
And we're expecting quite a bit of rain heading our way. What's called the atmospheric river could bring up to 10 inches of rain to Southern California. We're going to have all the details when we come back.
We now have video of a brutal attack on 3 South LA street vendors. We'll tell you how the victims are doing and who police are looking for coming up.
Also ahead at 8, new allegations tonight of sexual assault against actor Steven Seagal.
And here's a look at the best of LA and Orange County tonight on KCAL9.com, where we are always on. KCAL9 News at 8 o'clock. We'll be right back.